This is for Action Film Face-Off, episode 82, your Bond versus Bond. I wanted to let Jason know that was me that was laughing about the banana suit. It wasn't about James Bond wearing the banana suit. It was about Jared wearing the banana suit. And, I mean, you're right there with me. That was the funniest thing in the world when Jared was wearing the banana suit. Am I right? All right. Take care, guys.
The Longbox Crusade presents
Action Film Face-Off.
This episode, it's 1990 versus 2017.
Two films enter.
One film leaves.
Two men enter. One man leaves. Two men enter. One man leaves. Two men enter. One man leaves. Two men enter. One man leaves.
But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, then go out and get what you're worth. But you got to be willing to take the hits.
Welcome back to Action Film Face-Off. This is a show where two random years are selected. My brother brings an action film from one of the random years, while I bring an action film from the other random year. Those two films do battle using a variety of criteria, and the champion will be crowned by the end of the episode. I am Jared Albrecht, the Death Probe. My co-host is my brother Jason, the Weasel Skull. We are both military combat vets who take our action seriously, but not too seriously. We like to have fun. Jason, what kind of episode do we got going on here? This was a half blind. I'd never seen American Assassin. I'd seen La Femme Nikita.
Well, I went the other way. I was also half blind. I'd seen American Assassin. I had not seen La Femme Nikita. Yeah, so
All right.
You had your eye on one. I had the eye on the other, I guess.
That's right.
Yes, indeed. We're going to score each of today's films on a scale of 1 to 10 in 5 categories. What are those categories, you ask? Each episode you ask and I answer. They are the story, the overall spectacle, best action scene, the hero, and the villain. They're still not in that order because we're just too darn lazy to change this script. We haven't changed it in like 6 years. We're not going to change it now. But we will have the deduction round where up to 10 points can be deducted from the film's total for whatever we determine is the low point of the movie. Spoiler alert, I'm going to have some deductions for both of these films. So, just a little teaser out there.
Okay. Thank you, Jason. And as usual, we are joined by a sniper. Sniper has 1 point to give in each category. So the sniper can sway the scoring by a total of 5 points, which on some episodes has really mattered. We'll find out if that happens tonight. But let's meet our sniper for this episode. He's a return guest. He was with us before when the Warriors took on something. And I think was it Tiger Claws? Like with Cynthia Rothrock? I think it was.
Oh, I forgot about Tiger Claws. Tiger Claws was a good movie, too.
I'll get back to that was a fun movie. Anyways, welcome back to the show, our friend Ron, a.k.a. Spidey67.
Thank you, guys. And I'm going to repeat myself. I am so honored to be back here on this show. This is, as far as I'm concerned, one of the best podcasts and one of the best produced podcasts. This is just awesome. And I am so happy. I know. I'll shut up. I'll quit.
No, go. Keep going.
Oh, keep going.
We need more.
One more thing I want to add since I've been on. I don't know how you do it. Jared, you're even better looking now than you were then. How are you doing that?
Diet, exercise, and a little dose of Ozempic, my friend.
You look okay too, Jason.
Yeah, I get that secondhand tiger blood, the ones that Tom Cruise doesn't want. So
awesome. Well, welcome back, Ron. We were very happy to have you here. We always love having our Crusaders Club members stop by, so we appreciate you for doing that. And you get to answer a pointed question because when people come on as a guest, we just say, what are your 3 favorite action films you've been on before? So you get a more targeting question this time. Both our movies on this episode center around assassins. What are your top 3 films that feature an assassin?
I'm going to start with number 1. I think the best assassin movie ever made, and that's The Professional.
Not bad. And which has some ties to La Femme Nikita.
Yes, it does. Yes,
really close ties to this one, too. Number 2, Kill Bill 1 and 2.
Nice.
They're just all.
I didn't even think of that, but that was great.
Cheated and got 2 in there, and it worked.
It's one movie. It's just 2. You can't sit in a theater for 6 hours. It's one movie. And then the last one, which I think is probably the best cinematic hitman of all time, No Country for Old Men.
Oh, hadn't thought of that.
Oh, Sugar. Yeah.
Not bad at all. I have no complaints about that. has more variety than my list would have been, which would have been John Wick 1, 2, and 3. All right. All right. So thank you, Ron, for those excellent films. And I would recommend any and all of those. But before our 2 films enter the Videodome arena, we are thrilled to kick off this episode with special shout outs to Crusaders Club members, much like Ron here. These are the fine folks that have joined our crusade. They get early access to special long box episodes. They get, priority seating to be on shows like Action Film Face Off. So these are the folks who are reaping the benefits and giving some much appreciated support to the show.
Alan W. Wright.
And Helica Wolf.
Oh. Auburn Elvis.
Bill Beer.
Billy D.
Bradley Dello.
Braxton Underwood.
Carrie.
Clinton Robinson.
Captain Entropy.
Clark Westfield.
Dave Collins, the Battle Wagon.
Battle Wagon.
Eric Hodges.
Eric Porter.
Ezra Gallo.
Gary V.
Gene Hendricks.
George Meal.
Gerald Green.
Heinz K.
Django, completely fettered. Nope, unfettered. Django, unfettered.
Jason Keene.
Jason Lady.
Jeff Polier.
Jim Jarman. Jim Jarman. Jim Jarman. Jim Jarman. I hope you like Jim Jarman too.
Jim Meal.
Joe Man Conan.
Joe Thomas.
John Watson.
Josh Strickland.
Candace Ward.
The Amazing Kathy Bright.
Matt and Lissy Passo.
Mark Ross.
Michael Minton.
Miranda W.
P.D. Devons.
Paul Hicks.
Rick from Jeff and Rick Present.
Ronald Easterday.
Rob Morgan.
Samantha Maney.
Scott.
Sean Urbanski.
I told you, call me Snake Plissken.
Hey, there he is, Spidey 67.
That's me. Spreadsheet.
Steve Cronin.
Steve Martin.
Tim Price.
Tony Pennington.
And Toronto Cop.
If we missed anyone on the list, of course, we apologize. Just remember, we record these well in advance of release, so if you're recent edition, we will add you soon. But no worries. Let us know we missed you by sending a hate-filled email to contact@longboxcrusade.com. We'll get it all straightened out. And if you're asking yourself, how do I become a Crusaders Club member? Very simple. Patreon.com/longboxcrusade. For as little as $1 a month, you'll get access to the amazing world of the Crusaders Club. Come and check it out.
All this talking's like taking a beating. Let's get to some action and back to the Keaton.
Didn't know where we were going on that one. He always lands in the right spot. This episode, I was assigned the year of 1990, and I selected La Femme Nikita. What year did the randomizer select for you, Jason?
I got 2017 and put into our Videodome arena American Assassin.
We've got a fine matchup for this one, folks. So it's important to point out this isn't Jared versus Jason. We each had to select from our assigned year. I might like his selection better than mine, which I do, or vice versa. This is all about us discussing some beloved action films and coming to a consensus on which one is this episode's champion. Quick around the room on sort of where we saw it or a brief history of, this movie. I saw La Femme Nikita, I want to say in the early days of DVD. It might have been a recommendation from like Ezra or someone. I don't remember. American Assassin, Jason had to pick from 2017. And I was like, well, this movie's going to be disgusting. But I do have it on my Plex. And Plex also does this thing where you can watch streaming movies, not just the ones that I have, but like an additional streaming service. And they also offer it there for free too. So if you don't own it on your own Plex, it's available free streaming on the Plex service, just to let y'all know out there. And by the way, it is not a disgusting movie. I enjoyed it, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. Jason, what's your viewing history on this?
Well, I got a little sad story of La Femme Nikita. Like I said, I'd never seen it before, and I'd heard great things, and I've seen Point of No Return, which is very similar to this movie. So I was like, you know what? Let me just pick up the media on eBay, get a Blu-ray copy, and they had a steel book, and I got it, and it just did not play in my player. So I ended up having to rent it off of Apple Plus. So, and I can't get it out of my Blu-ray player either, so I can't watch it.
Oh, Lordy.
Stuck in there. So I don't know, man. She sabotaged my Blu-ray player.
I'm sorry to hear that. Funny story. I had to add it to my Plex. I didn't own it either. I ordered a DVD, but it did not get stuck in the DVD ripper.
I had a tragic moment with La Femme Nikita that I'm still working through. But as far as American Assassin, like you said, Jared, I was just kind of perusing through those. You know how Walmart has those big baskets of like $5 Blu-rays?
Right.
I found it in there. I looked at it and I was like, is that Michael Keaton? That's Michael Keaton. That's going into the cart. And that's
$5 for Michael Keaton is just a yes.
Yeah, it's an automatic yes. It goes in the cart.
Nice. All right, Ron, what's your viewing history here?
Same as you with La Femme Nikita. I had to see it back in, I don't know, the 90s, 2000s, whenever, on a DVD, but I couldn't tell you when. And I saw Point of No Return first, and I think that's what got me interested in seeing the original. And then American Assassin, I saw that right around when it came out. I just thought that trailer looked awesome. So I saw it, what was that, 2017, 2018. So I had to rewatch both of them because it's been a little while.
Nice. Well, folks, this is your official spoiler warning. From here on in, we're going to open broad doors and talk about both these films. So if you're worried about getting them spoiled, go ahead and pause the podcast here and join us on the other side of the musical break when you're ready to continue. See you there. All right, folks, let me jump in with some quick info on 1990's La Femme Nikita.
Je travaille, disons, pour le gouvernement.
Si je veux pas rendre service.
One woman with two lives.
Pour tes missions, tu auras un nom de code. Joséphine.
Cool. Cold. Warm. Hot.
Laisse-toi guider par le plaisir. Ton plaisir de femme. Et n'oublie pas, il y a deux choses qui sont sans limite. La féminité et les moyens d'en abuser.
Your cast and crew is as follows. It's French people and Europeans. I guess I got to try these.
Remember when I had to do the raid?
Yeah, yes. Yeah, it's all coming back to me.
Oh, man, that was brutal.
It stars Anna Pariald, Jean-Hughes Anglade, Chicky Caro, which is not how you say that, but he was in GoldenEye, and I love him. Jean Reno, that one I know. He was in a bunch of Mission Impossible, or one Mission Impossible. Anyway, I know Jean Reno. He's a professional. It was directed by Luc Besson. I got that one.
You really nailed it with that French
That was a good line.
Yeah. I killed it at the end there. Apologies to all you actors that I just messed the heck out of. Here's your synopsis. Nikita is a strung out, convicted cop killer, but that doesn't mean she's useless. A covert government agency fakes her death and forces her through their clandestine operative training, making her an assassin and giving her a second shot at life, pun intended. Here is your interesting trivia, or what I thought was interesting as I dug it up on those internets. Luc Besson and Anna Pariald, he had her train extensively with guns so that she would be completely at ease with them. She took to practicing loading and unloading a fake gun in her car, which led her to be pulled over by the police, having their guns drawn on her in traffic one day as they thought the weapons in her car were real. I thought, Spidey 67 would appreciate that one.
That's pretty awesome, actually. That'd be pretty cool to roll up on.
Second one. If you watch the film, and we all did, when the title comes up, it simply says Nikita. It doesn't say La Femme Nikita.
I noticed that.
That's right. In a more international release, it was sort of retitled La Femme Nikita, which is French for the woman Nikita. And they basically did that because in some regions, Nikita is a male name, especially in Russia. It's the way they say like little Nick. Yeah, exactly. It's a common male name. So they wanted to make sure you knew it was a female lead movie, and that's why they changed it. All right, third and final. After Nikita messes up her mission and the cleaner Victor is brought in there at the end, he kills everyone he comes into contact but her, which is interesting because a lot of people said this is his sort of the proto professional. And if you remember the professionals rule, no women, no kids. Interesting, I think.
Interesting. Okay.
Did you guys know that Luke and Anne were married during this?
That did not come up in my trivia search at all, but I didn't know that. No.
Yeah. Husband and wife.
Interesting.
Thanks for the add-on. And with that, I'll take it to Jason.
All right. Now I'll give you the rundown on 2017's American Assassin.
So, what do you remember about your parents' death?
Car crash? I was 14.
You started having discipline problems. Kicked out of 3 boarding schools after that. Let's talk about that day on the beach.
Katrina, I love you so much. Will you marry me?
What happened? You gave up everything after that, didn't you, Mitch?
No, not everything.
What'd you think? You were gonna kill Mansour and wipe out his whole cell?
For starters, yeah.
I like your agenda. I know exactly what to do with you.
So what do I need to know about this guy?
He's a warrior. Best I've ever known.
Some bad things happened to you. Now you want to kill those mean old terrorists. You think that qualifies you for my selection process?
My guess is if you and I go hand to hand, you can probably figure out inside of 20 seconds whether or not I have what it takes to make it through selection process. So, what do you say?
Kill me. You think you can slice a man's throat right here like this? Well, in the movies.
What is it you think we do here?
We kill people who need to be killed.
Out there, you're a ghost. You don't exist.
He's ready, Stan.
He's not ready. He will be.
It starred Dylan O'Brien, Michael Keaton, and Sanaa Lathan. It was directed by Michael Cuesta. Synopsis goes a little something like this. While on holiday with his fiancée, young Mitch Rapp experiences violence and tragedy when a group of terrorists shoot up the resort and murder his bride-to-be. Now on a one-man quest for revenge, Mitch is captured and recruited by the CIA. His training is overseen by a grizzled former Navy SEAL, Stan Hurley. Mitch is incredibly gifted and soon gets his first assignment: to prevent a former student of Stan's from unleashing a deadly nuclear holocaust. Stan is concerned that young Mitch will be unable to control his thirst for avenging the death of his young lover, but reluctantly takes him on the assignment. Thrilling fights and chases ensue, and the film's climax sees Stan's 2 students face off on a duel to the death. My little 3 nuggets of trivia are: number 1, American Assassin is one of 15 novels by Vince Flynn set in the counterterrorism world of Mitch Rapp. The series has sold nearly 20 million copies, and each has been a bestseller. I'd never heard of these before, so I'm going to start looking.
I've seen the Vince Flynn, I work at the library once a week. So, yeah, I know Vince Flynn writes a lot of books. I had no idea that this was one of them.
Yeah, I guess this is there's a whole universe of Mitch Rapp out there. So, second trivia is that Chris Hemsworth was originally considered for the role of Mitch and Bruce Willis for the role of Stan, but both had previous agreements they couldn't get out of.
It would still been pretty cool.
Yep. And they finally settled on Dylan O'Brien. This is trivia nugget number 3. He was chosen for the role because he was in his mid-20s and young enough to perform in some sequels that they're hoping going to happen. And after seeing this movie, I kind of hope they happen too.
Heck yeah.
And now that we have the basics on today's contestants.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Test your might.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Fight.
It's a street fight.
Here we go. All right, folks, before we get started, let's talk about Match Game. 2 films, 5 categories. Jason and I could match up to 10 times. Place your bets. How many times do you think we're going to match on this one? Ron, you get to do a live guess.
6.
Writing him down for a 6. You know, and honestly, that's what I would have guessed too. I'm feeling 6 on this one. Speaking of scores, let's take a look at our barometer here on our show. If we give it a 5, that means it's okay. It's a decent made-for-TV movie that you would watch. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good stuff. 4, 3, 2, 1. You have things to work on. All that said, let's get into round 1. Round 1 is a story. How engaging or original is your story? We will start with La Femme Nikita in 1990 and Ron's thoughts.
You know, I think one of the problems with this movie is that you think you've seen it 100 times already, and you have, but what people forget is this is the original. This is the catalyst for all these movies that you're thinking about. Atomic Blonde, Columbiana, Ava, Anna, Red Sparrow. They can all look back to this film. And as far as engaging and original, yeah, because this is it. I can't think of another one that comes close to this particular circumstance and story before it.
Now, I agree wholeheartedly, Ron. But I was told by the girl who was in the Hunger Games movies that she invented the female action star. So I don't know how any of that could be true. I don't know if you guys heard that was a social media thing from about a year ago. She said in some interview. Yeah, Jennifer Lawrence. She had said in some interview, kind of kicked off this whole female action star thing, and the internet kind of chomped down on her.
I mean, except for Sigourney Weaver, and
you know, Lynn Hamilton.
Yeah, no. Besides those two, that's all her.
Him and then,
that doesn't count either. So
it's the Tomb Raider movies. Anyways, La Femme Nikita. Anyway, we don't need to do it or do what the internet did to her. It was funny. Jason, thoughts? La Femme Nikita?
I agree with Ron. I mean, this is the OG female spy. One of the things that I really liked about it was it shows you the absolute bottom where they find her, brings her out of the training where she ends up, and you kind of see everything in between. And it's interesting to see the training she goes through, you know, where she is mentally at the beginning, where she is mentally at the end. The training that they use to have her display her beauty and use her beauty and seduction in a way to accomplish her mission, which we kind of see in that hotel scene where her only job is really to bring the tray to the room. They use her to disarm, you know, the security guards. It's interesting to watch her development. So from a character standpoint, it's really fascinating. You know, I think the story bogs down in some places and sometimes is a little inconsistent. But overall, I think, you know, it was a bold, fresh take on the assassin and thriller genre, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah, same here. I thought it was a complete ripoff of Point of No Return, though. All right. jokes
Bridget Fonda, there's another one.
Yeah, she's also done the female action star thing. Yes, I agree wholeheartedly with you both. I think this was a fresh take. I mean, there's been plenty of Recruit to Be a Spy movies, but this was, you know, female led and really focusing on the character's development throughout the whole thing. So yeah, wholeheartedly agree. Let's shift gears to American Assassin 2017 and go back to our buddy Spidey 67.
Yeah, pretty much the opposite of La Femme Nikita. Not original. You think you've seen it before because you have. This is Frank Castle, Batman, John Wick. I mean, it's your run-of-the-mill revenge story, but it's done well. When I got the list of the 2 films, I remember I emailed you and I said, this one's going to be tough because these are good. Both of them are very good films. Unlike the last time I was here, these 2 are just fantastic. And so, again, it may not be original, but it makes up for it in its spectacle and just its style.
Well said. You know, we've had a couple of films on Action Film Face Off in the past that aren't terribly original, but do what they do with a lot of polish and a good feel to them. And I that's where this falls for me. Jason.
Yeah, I'll add Tom Clancy's character of Clark to that list. I think this character reminded me of very much of a young Clark. I'm trying to remember which is the Without Remorse, his origin story. Very similar feel here. I think what really gripped me was the tension within Mitch himself. Like, he is a man obsessed. Unlike La Femme Nikita, where Josephine, she's compelled to do this. She's given no other options. This or the death penalty, basically. Like, he is driven to do this. This is something that it's a mission he took on his own. He was prepared to die for it. He was so distraught over the loss of his fiancée that he's going to single-handedly take all these folks down or die trying. And it probably would have been the latter. Stan's able to train him, but throughout the whole film, you're wondering, is he going to be able to focus on the mission, or is he going to continue to go off reservation and lead to nuclear holocaust in search of his own personal agenda? So was what really gripped me throughout the story.
I agree. And one thing I didn't mention, both of these stories had a little bit of point of confusion for me. I was a little confused at the end of La Femme Nikita when the cleaner shows up and basically kills everybody but her. And they were like, well, they need this new password and this dude's asleep. And they're like, we're going to do the mission anyway. Okay. I still don't quite understand how all that came together at the end. And I had a bit of confusion in American Assassin with the Iranian gal. Was she Iranian?
I think so. Yeah, she was.
The operative, very, very attractive and capable. She had a great action scene in there. They're like, she's actually, he like outs her. She's actually not with us, but then recruits her to be with them. I got lost on that. I wasn't exactly sure why to bring her back. And so both these movies confused me, which will reflect in my scoring. Maybe I'm just dumb. It could be. I didn't hear anybody arguing there. Okay, let's move on to this.
Jared, you're not dumb at all.
Hey, that was not the enthusiasm I was looking for. Let's go ahead and score these. Jason, let's go to La Femme Nikita 1990, 1 to 10.
I'm going to give this one a 7. I know it's pioneering and it might be a bit low, but I'm with you. The whole thing with the cleaner confused me, and I think it would have been better if they would have suggested what the cleaner was and maybe shown the cleaner in action early on so that we knew what to expect when he does show up in the final act. Because everybody seemed nervous but me. I was just like, I just thought it was some guy. Okay, they messed up, so some guy's got to come. It's like the wolf from Pulp Fiction. We're sending in the wolf. That's what I felt. Like, and why is everybody freaking out?
He starts killing everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird.
It just, I didn't quite get that. And yeah, the pacing of it was a little slow in places and a little disjointed. But still, I mean, for its originality, it's still kind of up there above average and near elite status. So I'll give it a 7.
Match game number 1, I also gave it a 7. Pretty much exactly the same reasons. American Assassin, Jason, 1 to 10.
I'm going to give that one a 7 as well. I think, again, what it lacks in originality, it makes up for in pacing. It makes up for in character development. It made sense to me that I didn't quite get as lost with the Iranian agent. Mitch is still raw, and he's not trusting anybody, especially after the incidents that he's had. And it's true, she is an Iranian agent, but he also kind of learns and realizes that, number one, she has the information that he needs. And number two is that Stan trusts her. They kind of knew she wasn't what she said she was, but she still was working for them. So
was that kind of like the enemy of my enemy type of a deal?
It was.
That's the vibe I got, but I was still confused, and maybe I just didn't focus in when I should.
Yeah, it was a lot of infighting in the Iranian, upper government. Mitch had figured it out, or Stan had figured it out before he got shot and captured by Ghost, and Mitch kind of put it together as well. So
all right. Well, you ended up giving it a 7, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm, I did.
That is match game number 2. I gave it a 7 as well. And now the unenviable task of 7. We liked them the same across the board. Kind of tie breaking here in round 1, my friend, with your sniper bullet. Which movie did you think had a better story?
La Femme Nikita. More original, more complex. And just to talk about your cleaner thing, just my thought on it, they did seem fast to pull the trigger on this whole thing and just kill everybody. But this is a government agency that's doing things that they don't want on CNN. And I think that the thought would be get rid of it quick before it becomes a mess. If there's just the slightest impression that this thing's going to go wrong, just get rid of it, clean it up. We'll start over. We'll do something else. We have more assets that we can throw at this. And she's not given a second chance. She's just a disposable asset that they know they're going to get rid of eventually. She's not going to move on and have a kids and family. She's one tiny little mistake away from the cleaner. And then they just start over and nobody's the wiser.
I agree. And I appreciate that perspective. And that perspective brings us to the end of round one.
Prepare to meet Khalid in hell.
All right. That brings us to round two. And round two is the hero or the heroes. Man, we got a little bit of an ensemble cast in one and kind of the lone gun woman in the other. But let's talk about the hero from La Femme Nikita, Marie or Josephine, depending on what she's doing. And Ron, why don't you take it from there?
I thought she was cool because we saw so many facets of her. We saw a facet or an aspect of an action hero that we don't normally get. Any other film where you saw male action stars like training, getting ready for something, that's all they're doing. They're learning how to fight. They're doing how to shoot, kick, whatever. She has this whole other aspect, though, where she has to learn how to put lipstick on correctly and
smile.
Smile, exactly. Yeah, it's a mood. She has to learn how to dine correctly and flirt and seduce someone. Schwarzenegger never had to pick that up. So I liked that part of it. I thought that made her more complex because you saw the fragility that she has to maintain for that beauty and that femininity. But then she has to also be super tough when it's called for.
Yeah, I think the only thing that was kind of missing for me, which I wish they would have touched on, is what set her apart that earned her this consideration? Because all I saw was a strung out junkie that shot a French policeman. And
that's it. She's disposable. They can clean her up and she can disappear and no one cares.
I guess I just kind of thought maybe there was something like that would be revealed about her IQ or maybe just because she was such a street survivor for all those years or, just something. I guess that's what I was missing. Like out of all the criminals, thugs, killers that are behind bars, what made her so special? That's the one thing that was missing for me.
She's not special. Like you're wondering what makes her special for this assignment. She's not. That's the ugly part of it, is that they picked her because, she can survive on the street. She's prone to violence. She knows how to use it. All they have to do is kind of knock a few of the edges off, get her into a few things, and when something goes wrong, she's gone, and they start out with another one. And they have a whole room full of them, probably. So she's not special.
Oh, that's an interesting look at it. Okay. Jared, what's your take?
It's going to be a hot one.
Ruh-roh. This is a 90s film, Jared. You should be
I
all right
know,
with this
right? We got 1990. I was so excited. And of all the heroes we've covered on Action Film Face Off, I think she is the least likable. I do not like her. I cannot get past the fact that she's a junkie cop killer. She does not deserve the second chance at life. I get what Ron's saying, and I agree. She's an absolute one-shot missile that they can use if they want to, right? Completely disposable. And I get that. But I never, ever ended up liking her.
Yeah, we're connected with her.
I didn't. It's funny because I take it out on the score too, and I realize I shouldn't. It just occurred to me that I shouldn't. And there's about 3-4 times in the movie where she just screeches, "I am not getting out," or something. And she screeched, and her screechy voice, can't stand it. And then I was like, wait a minute, I saw it dubbed. It might not be her fault. But hey, whoever that, I just grated on me. She great. It's tough for me to start a movie with her being a strung out druggie, ruining this pharmacist's life, right? With her strung out druggie friends and murdering a police officer. I know I'm gonna get some nods up and down from my boy over there. Like it didn't. That's just Jared's values. It never sat right with me. I'm like, she doesn't deserve the second chance at life. I guess I'm just come down on him. I'm Dave Collins on this one, I guess. I just didn't like her at all.
Well, I'm gonna shock you because I think listeners who've been listening to us for a while knows that Jared's the more conservative and I'm the more bleeding heart liberal. But I'm 100% in agreement with you in this one, man. The moment you shoot a police officer, it's like roll credits, man, because you're done.
And the thing is, it wasn't even like it could have done it a bit more accidental or heat of the moment, but it was cold, calculated murder.
Yeah, and I get she was strung out, so she probably didn't know what she was doing. And then what really got me too, and we talked a little bit about behind the scenes, it's like I think she got life in prison, but up for parole in like 30 years. I was like, they killed like 3 cops in that fight, man. It's like, is she not already on death row? But then the moment she called the judge an MFer, next thing you know, they're rolling up her sleeve in some dingy warehouse. Yeah. Oh, I guess the French don't play when it comes to insulting their judges.
Oh, I gotta figure out another place to put this in, so I'm gonna put it in here. I love the part where she's like, she's in the training in her dorm or whatever. She's like, it's my birthday tomorrow. I'm gonna be 20. I'm like, you are 34 minimum. Like, who believes you are 20?
You got
a lot of street miles.
Yeah, drugs. Anyway, this is your round.
Yeah, I just agree with you. And then even when she finished her training and she went on her whatever it was, assignment or was placed in, she just went right back to annoying. She either was just annoying or just kind of evil. So.
Yeah, I mean, even when she was like you said, when she wasn't being an assassin, she kind of childish, kind of jumping around on the furniture like a child would and stuff. And I was just like, stop it.
Yeah. Behave yourself. They taught you, you were in there for like 5 years. You got no discipline. Come on.
So she's now 25.
I guess
she's 42. We all know it.
All right. Well, I think we've bashed on Femme Nikita enough. Let's talk about Mitch and maybe a little bit about Stan over in American Assassin. Ron, take it away. What'd you think?
This is a tough one, maybe because the three of us have a similar background where we didn't just go to a regular job. It was a job where orders were given and expected to be followed, and there was a reason things were just right dress. And that was the one thing that just kind of bugged me about the Mitch character, was that he was none of that and just like actively worked against that. And I get the rebel thing that can always be a cool facet of a character.
Millennial Mitch.
Yeah, millennial, exactly. Yeah, a little bit different but as far as like his drive though, you can't take that away from him. He knew what he was going to do. He knew what he wanted to do, and nothing was going to get in his way. It worked out in the end. I guess the ends justified the means with Mitch, but you got to admire the guy's tenacity. He was going to get this taken care of and done no matter what, and he did.
Not my round, but he reminded me of like Rudy or Rocky. Just will not quit.
Yep,
which is admirable.
He had a little bit of no quit in him, that's for sure. Well, Jared, take it away. Why don't you let me know what your thoughts are?
It's funny you called him Millennial Mitch, because my first comment was going to be, I'm watching a movie from 2017, so I'm already not happy. I'm such a grumpy puss for the more modern movies. But I'm like, okay, it's got Keaton, and I see this millennial dude show up. Looks like he could have been easily, one of the Hanson boys, or One Direction would probably be a better one.
Beat up.
I was just like, I get this. Hanson probably wasn't fair. It's probably more One Direction's more millennial. But anyway, I'm like, oh, we got a millennial guy. Here we go. But he impressed me. He really did. I liked his drive and all that. Yeah, rough around the edges, a little selfish, I think is kind of what our buddy Spidey 67 was getting at. Not exactly military material, but given something a highly trained military person would get. Like, I'm 100% rooting for Scott Adkins in this movie because I love Scott. I was like, hey, look at Scott Adkins, But yeah, the kid won me over with his tenacity and his no quit. I think that's what Stan saw in him. And frankly, that's probably what saved Stan's life, was Mitch's no quit.
Yeah. Stan was in a bit of a pickle.
So as opposed to like Nikita, I went into it wanting to not like him. Oh, millennial guy. Oh, I'm going to get all tough and, whatever. You don't scare me. And then he got like, he won me over. So yeah, I'm softer on Mitch than I am on old Josephine.
Yeah, I thought in that scene where he squares off against Scott Adkins in the knife fight training, I was like, well, I don't know if I'm going to believe this one.
Yes. Oh,
but
Scott, yeah, you're a pretty tough customer.
Yeah, but somehow, it wasn't as unbelievable as I thought it was going to be. I won't say it was quite believable, but I like how, he just, whatever he had to do to win, he did it.
And the great filmmaking with the show Don't Tell. Like when they had to go through the drill where they're find the assassin and kill them. Not only does he basically save quote unquote save his life in the drill, but like he's not just like kill, he's like kill this person, kill that person. Like he was relentless.
Well, they kept putting in the image of the guy that yeah, and boy, and he was taking those shocks. He was like, taking.
Oh yeah, he just didn't even care. Like great show Don't Tell film.
Yeah,
fantastic.
All right, very cool. All right, well, I think we've talked about the heroes of both. I think it's time to score them. I'm almost afraid to ask, Jared. What score are you giving Marie/Josephine/Nikita in La Femme Nikita?
I'm going to call an audible here. I'm going to be transparent with the listeners. On my score sheet, I wrote down a 4 because I simply did not like her. I'm going to bump it to a 5 for 2 reasons. One, the actress did a great job. You can't fault her for her performance at all. Sometimes not likable characters means you got a great performance from the actor, right? And she was the training and sort of the mentoring from my boy, was it Checky? Well, I don't know how he pronounces it, but like, I like him whenever he shows up in anything. He was like the bad guy in Bad Boys 1. He was the kind of foil for Bond, but ended up being more helpful to Bond than anything in Golden. I just like him whenever he shows up. So I'm going to kind of use him to bump up the 5, landing on a 5.
Okay. I think, you really hated this.
I gotta, it just, you start off like cold-blooded killing a cop. It's hard to come back from that for me. I'm just like, I cannot root for you. You need to be under the jail.
Yeah, no, I get it. I think for me, I had to kind of reevaluate this. I mean, we call it the hero because we expect the person to do heroic things. She never does a heroic thing in this entire film. In fact, we don't even know like what the purpose of what she's doing is. She's just called in to do something and do it. And so that was kind of interesting. So I just had to kind of think, okay, let's call it more protagonist than hero. The person that the story is centered around. And as Spidey 67 has said several times, this is kind of an OG story. So I'm going to give it a 7. I was long-winded. All right. So 5, 7. And American Assassin, what are you giving American Assassin?
There, I will drop a 7. I went in being a grumpy old man and not wanting to, this millennial hero. Me. Well, he won me over. Solid 7. And, I mean, it doesn't hurt that Keaton's in there with him. I just very tempted to go to an 8 because it came as well. But good duo package. Very solid 7. I'm happy with that. I'm
going to give it that 8. Because of Keaton.
I'm not mad about it.
I saw that thing. You're absolutely right. I saw the actor on the thing. I was like, I got this pretty boy to play. They had Scott Adkins. Why don't you just have Scott Adkins?
Hey, why was he not the star of this movie?
Why was he not the star of the movie, right? This seems more realistic to me. But the young man won me over.
Yep.
And Michael Keaton, I thought when I picked it up, I was like, this is going to be one of those things where he's in here for like 30 seconds and then just got his name attached to it. But man, no, he has some meaty roles in there. And
maybe the best scene in the movie. I'm not saying best action scene, but like that torture scene was legit.
Oh yeah. He's like, take another one. I like it. That's Keaton, man. Pure Keaton. So 8 from me. So this is going to be interesting. I know I sense Ron really likes La Femme Nikita, but it's time to find out who's getting the sniper bullet.
It's Mitch. And for the same reason you two.
Wow.
Said.
Okay.
And you nailed it though, Jason. She's not the hero of the story. She's just the character that we're following. She's the protagonist and we're seeing what's going on with her. But you're right. She doesn't deserve a second chance or anything. She was a terrible, horrible person. Mitch, however, as flawed as he is, as selfish as he still is willing to put his safety behind anyone else's and help someone else. even if it hurts himself. Like when he goes and rescues Stan or was it Annika? He didn't have to do that, but he wanted to get the job done. He knew what he needed to do, as uncomfortable as it was. So in my mind, he's the hero.
All right.
He does heroic things.
You're right. He does heroic things. I can't say that there was any redemptive arc for Marie.
I liked her boyfriend, the cashier. He was awfully sharp for a cashier. He was putting puzzle pieces together.
Yeah. He was probably the nicest guy in the film.
He was. He was very likable.
Oh, well, I guess I should probably transition it and hand it back over to you, Jared.
That must mean it's time for round 3.
Say hello to my little friend.
Round 3 is your villain. How menacing or memorable is your villain? Some bleak roads ahead on this, I think, but we'll talk about it. I don't want to taint anybody's thoughts. Jason, you get to go first this time. La Femme Nikita.
The villain's the system, man. It's the system.
The system, man.
You know, the way I looked at it, again, there's no big bad in this film, which makes it kind of interesting when I think about it upon reflection. Is basically this poor, well, I don't want to say poor girl because she got off light, in my opinion, but this girl's going through life. And basically, anytime she picks up the phone and hears the term Josephine, she's got to do something. She doesn't know what it is. She doesn't know where it is. She doesn't know why she's doing it, but she's got to get it done. And that made for some interesting moments in the film. Like, is she doing things on the side of angels, or is she working for somebody nefarious? We don't even know that. If we were going to pin the big bad on somebody, it would probably be the cleaner, Jean Reno. And Jean Reno is great. So
it's hard to get mad at him.
Yeah. It's hard to get mad at Jean Reno. At the end of the day, I threw up my hands and gave it a 6.
We're not even scoring yet, but I understand.
Yeah.
You went higher than I did. But Ron gets to weigh in. What do you think, Ron?
All right. This is going to be a hot take, but is the villain of the movie actually Josephine?
Could be.
Is she the worst one in the movie?
She gets my vote.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean,
she's pretty bad.
If you look at her performance that way, how good of a job did she do? She's a pretty menacing villain. She doesn't question anything. Hey, shoot that lady in brown. Okay. Not even a second. Not even are you sure? Nothing. She shoots her.
She's just mad because they can't make up their mind. It's like, just tell me who to shoot. I got room service coming, man.
Right. Stupid boyfriend outside who won't quit asking me questions. Just tell me who to kill. The only one that comes close to that, could you say Bob is the villain? He's directing all these things.
Maybe.
So that's another thing that I kind of like about this movie. It's a little ambiguous. Who do you root for? Who do you root against? Do you, or do you just follow it and just enjoy a well laid out, a good looking movie? So
that's an interesting thought. And I am a sucker for a redemption arc story. So you kind of get that here. I mean, she improves some, but yeah, I don't know, man. It is an ambiguous flick. Let's shift gears and talk about the villainy of American Assassin. We actually have a bad guy to go after. Jason, your thoughts?
I thought he was pretty cool, man. To be honest, I thought it was a good choice to have the villain be somebody that could physically be matched, mentally match wits with Stan, and physically match wits with Mitch. By having this guy that's still in his prime, still, trained by Stan, basically at Mitch's level, and has been doing this. He's a seasoned veteran now. This is a dangerous opponent. It was also interesting, and I've seen this movie twice now, and I just caught it on this time around, like that scene when he comes out from behind he'd been back there with the nuclear weapon. It's like he doesn't care. He's been irradiated. He doesn't care. Like he's already committed to dying on this mission. Like, oh, this guy's just as dangerous as they come, and menacing. And he's a good actor. I don't remember the name of the actor who played the role, but did a fantastic.
Check my notes here. He's other millennial guy.
Millennial 2.0.
Taylor Kitsch.
Sure.
Taylor Kitsch.
I mean, I'm prepared to believe you. I don't have it in front of me.
Yeah, I just remember him from John Carter, Warlord of Mars,
I've never seen that, and everybody says it's a very underrated movie. People say it's actually quite good.
It is great. One of the True Detective seasons.
Was he John Carter?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
interesting. All right. The stock just rose for me.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, really good job.
Okay. Well, let's go back and score them. I think Jason's going with a 6 on the Femme Nikita.
Just put it down for a 6, man.
And again, you are the nicer guy than me. You know my policy. If 6 months from now you go, hey, who's the villain of Femme Nikita? And I'm like, 4. You get a 4. And I think I'm being nice with that. Going to American Assassin, we actually had a guy who had Ghost. You liked him. I liked him. I think you liked him more. Let's find out.
I liked him to a tune of a 7. I thought he was he was above average, not quite elite, but strong, very strong.
And I liked him. I have him at a 6. It's one of those things. If again 6 months from now, American Assassin, I'd be like, yeah, his name was Ghost. I feel like if I'd seen John Carter, he would have got a 7 because I don't know him from anything else. To me, he's just some young guy, and he did fine. But stock is going up. I need to see John Carter, but for now, I'm just going to go with what's on my sheet and say it's a 6. Now we get to Ron. Did you like Ghost or did you like from the
system, man?
Drugs.
The system. Oh, yeah. I got to go with Ronnie the Ghost.
It doesn't sound as intimidating when you call him Ronnie the Ghost. It sounds like a kid's like Casper.
That was his name. He's Ronnie the Ghost.
Right.
I'm partial to that name.
I can understand.
I'm going to people start calling me that, I think.
Well,
Ronnie the Ghost.
Yeah, let's do that for the rest of the show.
You got it. Ronnie the Ghost. Ronnie the Ghost is giving his sniper bullet to American Assassin, and that's the end of round 3.
It's time to die.
All right, now we're getting into the fun stuff. Round 4. This is the spectacle. And by spectacle, we're talking about, the fight scenes, chase scenes, the stunts. We're talking about the soundtrack, the score, the cinematography, all the stuff that makes a film a great film. And Jared, we'll start with you this time. What did you think of the spectacle for Nikita?
I think this is a very strong category for Nikita. Luc Besson doesn't make bad movies. Okay, there might be some I don't know about, but I've seen a lot of Luc Besson movies. I've enjoyed all the ones I've seen. This man knows how to film action. He knows how to film action. He knows how to film quiet moments. He knows how to do artistic shots. He knows how to do shots with energy. And then we got my boy and his boy. Besson likes to go to Eric Serra for his scores. While Eric might be the least liked of all the James Bond film composers, I've been on record to say that I actually like the score to GoldenEye. There's a couple of tracks I can live without. It's playing in your head right now. I know it is, Jason. And there's a bicycle race involved. I know. Yeah, I know. Thank you on that. But man, Eric is the guy for this movie. Like I was digging. I was head bopping to some of these jams. He did that thing where he squeezed an original song of his into the end credits, just like he did with GoldenEye. And
we'll get to that in the deduction round. You can believe
I like
that.
This one. I did. I liked its beat. I liked its energy. I felt like his tone fit this movie really well. So I thumbs up on the Eric Serra score. I'm thumbs up on the cinematography. Just Luc Besson knows what he's doing. And I think him and Eric team up well because they do it again in like Fifth Element, which is another movie that I hold in high regard. Yeah, this is a strong category for Nikita.
Yeah, you had me till Eric Serra, but
you just are tainted on him because of GoldenEye. You got to take GoldenEye out of your brain. I can't. You do it how you going to do it.
You can't ever undo that. It's much like Nikita shooting that police officer. There's no coming back from this.
Put him under the jail. Right to jail.
Right to jail. All right, Ron, what are your thoughts on the spectacle for Nikita?
I'm with Jared. Geez, that's a pretty movie. I mean, it's beautiful. Like some of the scenes, like when she's first leaving the warehouse jail for the first time in 3 years, just that hallway, it's the little things like the basement on one of her first assignments where she reports that basement to be the maid, how that looked. It's just the little details. This guy knows what he's doing. That's a director. And again, the music, holy smokes. It's absolutely perfect. Every single scene is perfect the way it sounds. He knows when to change it. And there's nothing big, bombastic, giant. It's just perfect.
Well, I can tell I'm in the minority on this one, but I am holding my ground. Oh my goodness.
Jason's held his ground since 1995.
And I will go to my grave defending this position. All right. I know when I'm beaten. Let's go over and talk a little bit about The Spectacle of American Assassin. I think, Jared, I think you and I can probably come to more agreement on this one.
Man, another strong score. And I don't mean like musical score. Like the musical score was fine. It wasn't as standout as Nikita to me. I thought it was good. But it does gain a lot of ground in that it also really knows how to film action. To me, this is why I get nervous when we get, kind of past 2010. And unless it has Dolph Lundgren, then it gets a pass. But once it gets past like 2010, I just feel like there's a lot of directors out there that just don't know how to film action. And they either do shaky cam to get away with it, or they do super slow-mo. Like, oh, look at how cool this looks in slow-mo. I'm looking at you, Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman's still a good flick, but like that's Patty Jenkins' thing. I'm going to go super slow-mo, so you think I know how to film action. And
you can say the same thing with 300 too, for me.
Sure, yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. I don't mean to single anybody out. There's plenty of people who are doing it. That was just an example. But this guy, whose name I've forgotten and I didn't write down, but you something with a Q. Cuesta. Yeah, I never heard of the dude. Man, he knows how to film action. He did hand-to-hand combat. He did vehicular combat. He did gunplay. He did torture. He did multiple ships on the ocean stuff. Like,
with a nuclear explosion.
With a nuclear explosion and like what that would look like for heaving the seas and tipping boats over. I thought it was a bit extreme, but like I'm an 80s movie fan, so I like a bit extreme, right? So I'm like, I was impressed. I was thoroughly impressed with everything he did. Another pretty movie. He knows how to get the most out of like they go to a lot of exotic locations, Middle Eastern and European and stuff. Fantastic. A complete surprise. He might be getting a bump up because again, I'm jaded about sort of post 2010 films, and so I went into going and I was like, oh, so you know what I'm saying? When you think something might be great, but it's like, oh, so yeah, I'm raving about it.
Yeah, what I thought the fight scenes were so well choreographed too.
Yes.
And so many of them these days, and I'm looking at you, a lot of Marvel movies. Yeah, the stuntman standing there, he can pretty much do the New York Times crossword puzzle by the time the actor comes up and does the move, and it just, you can tell it's so choreographed.
I was going to add, and they do that a lot when you have like a female hero who's like 120 pounds taking on a 200-pound dude, and it doesn't feel legit. When that Iranian girl was doing her thing, it felt legit.
She was fighting dirty. I mean,
yeah, it was great.
It was awesome. I mean, I thought it was really well done. Well, let's see what Ron has to think about it.
Man, this guy can direct a film. And again, some of the little things that he did, it wasn't just the big things. Like what I really liked is he knew when to use a close-up, and when he would do a close-up of Mitch, just the look in his eyes, like that kid's hanging on by his fingernails, literally. Mm-hmm. He's just about gone, but he's doing everything he can to just hang on. And he's able to show that along with these awesome fight scenes, along with these giant spectacle scenes like the atomic bomb. I mean, how do you do all three of those in one movie and do them that good? I can't say enough good about him.
All right. Well, we got two films that we like the spectacle. Soundtrack's questionable in one of them, but
I'm currently ordering it on eBay right now.
Of course you are. Of course you are. Hopefully it's in the free bin. If you spent 99 cents, you spent too much.
Hate.
I'll put him in the same category as I'm putting Ryan Johnson. What you did to my Star Wars films, Ryan.
Okay, well, I may have to hit this out, but don't you think his music fits well, at least in Fifth Element? Because it's such an odd setting.
I haven't watched Fifth Element in so long. I'd have to watch again. And if I'm being honest, I was like, send Eric Sarah.
You son of a...
When I was watching this one. Well, it's like, I think it was the scene when she went down into the basement to deliver the food in her first operation.
There's echoes of GoldenEye. Not echoes, but
as soon as I heard that,
yeah, you're like, I hear you, GoldenEye.
I was like, oh, burn in hell film.
Jesus.
But at any rate, let's score him. Let's go ahead and score him, and I'll be fair with it. I'm not going to bury this thing. So, Jared, go ahead and give me your score for Nikita.
8. Yeah, that's a strong. I just think it's a pretty film, and I really like the soundtrack. I know we diverged there, but I mean, again, there was a couple of times where I was literally like head bobbing to like, yeah, this jam is doing it for me. And not just the score, but everything else that sort of we all talked about. So yeah, 8 good looking film. Luc Besson knows how to make good looking films.
Yeah, Luc Besson does make some attractive films. I gave it a 7. Knocked it down a point because of that score. So.
I think we know why.
But let's go over to American Assassin. What'd you give it?
I was leaning towards a 7. I watched it with my friend Randy. I was over at Randy's house, and he's very nice to me when I spend the night over there, hang out any amount of time. He's always like, hey, you got any movies you need to watch for your podcast? I was like, yeah, I need to watch American Assassin. As it was rolling credits, I was like, I think I like this as a 7. And Randy looked at me, he's like, that was surprisingly good. And the next words that came out of my mouth bumped me to an 8, Jason. I was like, they need to give that guy a Bond movie. So he gets an 8. I think he could direct a banger Bond movie, and he gets an 8.
That is a fair point. And I didn't make that Bond connection, but I landed on an 8 for it as well. I just thought it was really, really well done.
Match game number 3.
All right. We're getting through it. We're running out of runway. But Ron, where's the sniper bullet going? I think I know.
Where do you think it's going?
I think you're giving it to Nikita.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a pretty film, but more importantly, it just sounds pretty.
I agree, Ron.
It does. It does.
I mean,
Nikita, it rolls off the tongue. Oh, you meant the soundtrack. No.
I agree with Ronnie the Ghost.
RTG brings up a good point. All right. Well, it's in the books, Jared. We're going to hand it over to you, and I guess I got to get
ready.
Get ready here.
Yeah, because next up, round 5.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Round 5 is the best action scene. Jason's going to lay out the larger action scenes for us to pick from, and then we will score them, and then Ron will kind of wrap it up and let us know which movie he thought had best action scenes overall. Jason, breaking down La Femme Nikita, you go right ahead.
Well, I had 4 scenes. The first one was the opening cop shootout, so I called that one, I guess she's the heroine. Get it?
The heroin because it's a drug, and
yeah, it's a double entendre, folks. The second one, and I skipped out all the training stuff because I didn't really think there was much action.
Yeah, the best part of the training scene was when the martial arts instructor was like, "All right, I want you to try to hit me in the face," and she immediately hit him in the face. That's great.
I like the opening when she tried to escape and he shot her in the leg. I thought
that was pretty rough, wasn't it?
So the next, I went to the restaurant assignment, which was kind of a graduation assignment. I called that one, fun fact, most injuries do occur in the kitchen.
Nice.
The third one was the Venice assignment, and it was more tension than it was action, but I thought it was pretty good. And I thought this was kind of clever because this was more a better idea for her than a title. But I said she should have said she was dropping a deuce.
I thought the exact same.
You know what I mean? Like, what boyfriend is going to be like, oh, I'm about to propose?
I was like, dude, I got poop problems.
Yeah. She's like, I got a turtle head poking out. I'll be out in 10 or 15 minutes. And
got me a Smurf tail.
He would have just been all quiet. He would have just gone down to the lobby. So I'll be back in half an hour. From one professional to another. Just say you got to lay a deuce. All right. So then the last one was the cleaner scene. And I guess that's just Jean Reno killing everybody. I called that one, You Screwed Up, and that's a Jean Reno no.
Yeah, well done. Well done.
All right.
Jason, what was your favorite action scene?
I like the restaurant assignment, man.
Same.
I thought that was really cool. That was gripping.
Yeah, stand out. Ron, you going to join us in the restaurant, or you got something you liked a little better?
No, yeah. The restaurant was great. Yeah, that's. Excuse me, Garcon. I'll have the 357 Magnum.
All right. So we all like the same action scene there. Let's have a little fun. Let's go ahead and score it, and then we'll do the next movie. Jason, let's play scores for the restaurant scene.
I get that one 7 as well.
Same. Match game number 4. All right. Break it down for us in American Assassin. There's a lot going on in that one. You probably had to pick some pertinent. Yeah, I'll be interested to see what you did.
Yeah, I've got 6 action scenes here, and I kind of combined some stuff. And I probably forgot something because I actually watched this one with Delvin when we were there for Heroes Con. So the first one I said was the training camp, because there were some kind of good like little fight lesson things when he's like teaching them the knife fighting skills and things like that. I called this one, and this is more just a statement. I just want folks to know that I'm out as soon as I'm paired against Scott Adkins. I'm like, I'll watch out of that camp. I'm done. The second one was the cafe shootout where they first encounter Ghost. And I said, Ghost cut out his Atkins diet.
Because he killed our Boy Scout.
With a knife.
He did.
Cut it out. Yeah. The third one, I probably could have combined these two because it led to the high-rise fight when he chased the guy back to the high-rise apartment and he fights the guard in there. I called that one, be careful of the broken glass unless you cut yourself.
Yeah. Safety first, right?
Safety first, man. And then the next one was that hotel fight when he and the lady were kind of ambushed. That was a brutal little fight in there. I said, this hotel's getting 2 stars max on TripAdvisor.
We need more towels in room 614.
That's a good one, too. The fourth one was kind of the tunnel scene, going through the tunnel fight and everything. I called that one Keaton got nailed.
Fingernails.
Yeah. And then finally with the last one I said was the boat fight and the nuclear thing and all that stuff. And I called that one, I'm going to put my foot up your poop deck.
Oh, well done, Jason. Which one you like and how you going to score it? We're going to cut to the chase.
I like that high-rise fight. I thought that high-rise fight when he had to like
TripAdvisor?
No, the TripAdvisor was the hotel fight. I like the one where he fought the guy up in the apartment when he tracked the guy back to the apartment. He had to elude the dogs and then
I like that. I thought that spoke to his character because I was like, don't you hurt those dogs. And
I know.
Found a clever way to
he didn't hurt the dogs. Yeah. Which is interesting because Nikita had a dog scene too. Kind of similar.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. I actually liked the TripAdvisor one when him and old girl were just getting brutal up in there, man. That was cool.
That was good, too. I was kind of neck and neck with that one.
Ron, what was your favorite?
I'm going with yours, Jared. I like seeing her fight, too. Like you said, it looked real. It looked like she was actually fighting.
Yeah, she did her training, clearly. Did we score? I don't think we scored with Jason. I like the TripAdvisor to the tune of an 8. I thought it was a very solid fight. What did you like your high-rise fight?
I also scored that one an 8.
Oh, we got match game number 5. So close. So close, Ron. So close. But Ron gets to tell us which movie he thought had better action scenes for the +1 sniper bullet.
I'm going to go with La Femme Nikita.
You want to think that through and go try again? Or no, that's fine. That's fine.
I started when I was researching this. I found a lot of movies that actually kind of paid homage to that. Even a John Wick film had a kitchen fight.
Mm-hmm.
So I hate to lean on this OG thing, but that was groundbreaking, especially for her. The way she fought, again, it was realistic. She didn't she didn't punch any. She didn't try to punch anyone. She used her big gun, and I thought it was just done really well, and it holds up to today.
I would agree, and they gave little girl a Desert Eagle.
I know, man.
Nothing subtle about it. All right. That is the end of the scoring rounds, but we have one round left.
Nobody's bitch.
Well, it's the deduction round. It's time to talk about the round of the ridiculous, where we can each deduct up to 10 points from either or both of the movies. And Jared, are you taking anything off of either movie?
No. As much as I complained, my biggest complaint on this episode is just Nikita's very unlikable to me. I took it out on the score, so I don't have any beef with that. And I'm certain as military authenticists, which is a word I just made up, just something I could have taken away from American Assassin, but it had echoes of like, I was about to say 80s movie, more of a 90s movie. And I love that stuff. So my scoring reflects. I don't have anything, but I'm excited to hear what you've got.
Well, you know what I'm taking a point off of for Nikita. Yep, it's true, man. Sarah, I don't ever want to hear your score on anything else again. You're right. So -1, you know why. And then This is actually, I'm bringing this for our boy Dark Web. He watched American Assassin with me. And our man at the beginning of the film gets shot at least twice. Like, he shot at least twice. And then it says, 1 year later. And I'm like, there's no way this man learned Arabic, turned himself into a killing machine. I mean, this guy's still doing physical therapy a year later.
One heck of a year later.
I was fortunate never to have been shot in combat, but I knew folks who had, and not one of them, came back 100% like as good as they were. This guy, he'd be rolling around in an electric wheelchair trying to deal out vengeance. I mean, there's just no freaking way. I mean, it was beyond believable that this guy became this killing machine, learned Arabic, and rehabbed himself in like a year and a half. So -1 for me.
All right. You don't get to fool with the scores any, Ronnie the Ghost, but you can have an airing of grievances.
No grievances. If anything, I saw something in one of the films that you hardly ever see in an action film. In La Femme Nikita in the kitchen, she shoots the right amount of bullets in her gun, and it goes empty, and she has to reload. She thought to put the extra magazine. Remember, she's at the table, and she puts the extra magazine down the front of her dress and pulls it out of the same spot and reloads. You never see that, so I got to give credit for that.
That's fair. That's fair. I wasn't sure, like, because the one guy had like an M203 grenade launcher, and that's not how an M203 works. But I thought, well, maybe it's some European version or something. You don't. You mean
you don't load the Looney Tunes looking
on the front? Yeah, no, you don't do that.
Well, as with Action Film Face-Off policy, the minute Looney Tunes is brought up, that's the end of our official rounds. All right, don't worry if you haven't been keeping up with that math at home, folks. We do that for you here at Action Film Face-Off. Checking in on Match Game real quick. Jason and I ended up with 5. So close, Ron the Ghost. So close.
I think Eric Serra ruined it for us.
I think he really did divide us. I definitely like him more than you do. Looking at the sniper bullets is a pretty even spread. Our boy Ronnie the Ghost gave 3 bullets to La Femme Nikita and 2 to American Assassin. And looking at the judges' scorecards, the winner of this episode of Action Film Face-Off with a score of 75 to 67, American Assassin.
Well,
I didn't see that coming when we picked these.
I really liked American Assassin, so I was like, this is probably going to be a little closer than what it might seem like. Well, congratulations to American Assassin. Now let's head over to the randomizer and find out what the years are going to be for the next episode. Jared, what happened to our cool digital randomizer? This looks like it's analog, man.
Yeah, you got to wind this one up, man. You got to wind this one up.
Oh, it must be time for another retro rewind episode. Well, let's see. We'll adjust the randomizer to pick films between 1950 and 1969. Okay, got it. Jared?
Choose your destiny.
You're getting a film from 1963. And I will be getting a film from...
Choose your destiny.
1960. All right. What will those films be? Well, we'll tease them on social media. For those of you who want to watch before listening, I hope you all do. But we're really talking to you, Dave. Or you can tune in next episode and just find out. Till then, I'm Jason Weasel Skull Albrick, and you can find me on social media at Jason Albrick on Instagram.
You can find me, Jared Albrick, the yard sale artist, a.k.a. Death Probe, at Facebook, Instagram, and X. It's all at Yard Sale Artist. If you want to find Ronnie the Ghost, I don't know if you can find... Can they find you, Ronnie, or they got to talk to us to talk to you?
No, yeah, they can't find me. I'm a ghost.
He's a ghost.
Yeah,
need a Ouija board.
Call Jason. Leave him all the messages. He'll be happy to answer all the questions for you.
There you go. You can reach out to us on our accounts and our phone number, which I'm about to get to. Be sure to check out all the shows under the Longbox Crusade umbrella by subscribing to Longbox Crusade on your favorite podcatcher, and maybe give us a little bit of the subscription on the YouTube. Maybe. All right. Or go directly to www.longboxcrusade.com. As we mentioned, if you want to send questions, comments, reach out to Ronnie the Ghost, anything like that, go to our social medias. We're Longbox Crusade on X, Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, YouTube, you name it. Go find Longbox Crusade. You can leave comments there. And if you're very specific to Action Film Face Off, we have a account on X and is at AFFO Podcast. Like to use a voicemail? Want to hear your voice on the show? 707-532-5269, 707-532-LBOX.
Ooh, pick up the phone.
The ghost. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you listening. Until next episode, keep your head down
and your knuckles up.
The intro and outro theme to this show and all of our Action Film Face-Off shows are done by musical genius Joe November. Check out his SoundCloud at JOSEFLIN99. You will not regret it.
Got it.
Scripted portions of the things. And if it's a trouble for you, I can mute you here. I just don't want you to see me put you on mute and you feel like you did something wrong. I'm just helping. So
got
if
it.
you see that happen,
If you miss it,
I get helped a lot.
Jason needs that help. Oh, you guys both picked names that were much cleaner than mine. I'll edit this out, but it was mine was, is that for here or to go f yourself?
Also good.
But you know, we can't on the show. We're family, so that will get. That's just for you guys. I'll edit that out. It might get bleeps in the outtakes. You never know. Yeah, I got to bring us back where I have to get back to the script because it was on eBay where I just purchased the score.
Just to spite me. And then his little roll credit song at the end where he's like,
I actually like that one.
No.
The experience of love.
Just play Goldeneye again.
With sailors singing it this time. Goldeneye, I found this weakness.
I sound like the Beef. We sound like the B-52. Love Shackers.
Yeah, we need an outtake material.
Goldeneye.
She's gonna blow him away.
You're supposed to let me finish it off.
And Jared, I want you to know that you are not a weirdo.
Jared, you are a weirdo.